Maybe it's time I tell him. Maybe it won't go as badly as I think.
How do I look? Pretty cool, right?
I think it looks fine. Maybe slightly offensive, but it's not bad.
I'll take that as a yes then.
Sazabi has gone up ahead to scout. His brother should have hopefully started heading back to the airport by now, or at least the hideout. It's risky considering Kermit is up ahead, but with what I know of Sazabi, and especially his stand, I think he'll be fine.
Are you okay, 3B?
I don't know. Nobody's ever asked me that before. But I'll be fine. I'm not in direct contact with open flame. What are you doing?
Well, you've still got those tear marks. Like you're wearing really bad mascara, you know? They've just stained your face. I've never even seen you cry before.
Once I get a hold of myself, you will never again.
Look, we're all in this together, you know? If you need to talk, if you just need a chat or a rant, just ask. You know, there's probably a lot on your shoulders, to be fair.
I'll take that into consideration.
Mr. Panda?
Oh, Gary! Hello!
Do you mind if I have a word with you? In private, please.
Sure. Does the room behind you work?
I think so. I'll shut the door.
Alright, so what is it? Look, if you're gay or something, you don't have to pull me into a room over it.
It's not that. And I'm not that either. It's about what I said in the warehouse when you kidnapped me.
Yeah, what about it? I'm still really sorry about having to do that, by the way.
It's fine, but I think it's time that I confess. What I said was only half-truths. There were some inconsistencies, some discrepancies, and I think you deserve to know.
Go on.
Well, for starters, in my sequence of events, I brought up Order 66 and the Death Star.
Yes?
Mr. Panda, in the time that I come from, the Clone Wars haven't even ended. There is no such thing as an Order 66 or a Death Star.
Wait, so how did you know about those? Because those do happen in your timeline. But I had a feeling with how Coruscant seemed fine.
That's what I'm here to explain. It's a long explanation, so I hope we won't get interrupted.
I got time. I'm not sure about the others, but I'm sure they'll be fine.
Alright, I'll start from the beginning. I was a clone, just like any other, built and trained to serve the Republic. I never stood out, never tried to. I was just doing my job as cannon fodder, but surprisingly, I didn't die. I'm unsure if it was pure luck or if I'm just hella skilled.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you told me you also worked for the Separatists because you had to.
That's what I tried to hide. While on missions, there was a Separatist that was paying very close attention to me. He might have recognized my serial number or my armor's battle damage. I don't know. But he seemed impressed by my nature to survive and eventually decided to send a bounty hunter after me to capture me. He did a really good job, and, well, he did capture me. He gave me an ultimatum, on the spot. Either help the Separatists, or die.
Ah, mate, that's tough. And you still helped.
Normally a clone would, spit in their face, tell them to eat some laser fire, as they are incredibly, unbreakably loyal to Jedi and the Republic, but I was going through heavy burnout. I was facing resentment towards them. I just wanted to be left alone, and I was constantly being put into battles. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to join out of malice or because I truly hated the Jedi or the Republic. I just hoped that maybe they would give me some space, give me some peace and keep me from dying.
So what did you do?
I was basically just a janitor for the Separatists, cleaning the droids, helping to tidy the place. Occasionally I was called to man a cannon against the space pirates, but that was basically all the warfare I had to deal with. I was compensated very well, but with all the anger in my head and the credit that I had, I started spending all of my time at Canto Bite, drinking, addiction. It got to the point where I was kicked out. I had to get off the planet. I could tell my life, or well, whatever I had left of it, was falling apart. I didn't care. Anything to just go out faster, you know?
Fuck. Mate, that's heavy. I'm lucky to keep things controlled. I had no idea you've just lost your mind.
I don't do any of that stuff anymore. You know, just so you know, I look back on it with regret.
You know, I had a feeling, but I'm just relieved you didn't give up on yourself.
The Jedi already seemed to give up, so it was just me to keep myself in line.
So what happened? What changed?
Well, with the mindset of I don't care and I just want this to end faster, I decided to customize my armor. I added the Jedi logo to my chest and I scratched out my serial number. I didn't have an objective, I just ran out into the middle of the battlefield. I shot pretty much anything that moved. Nobody knew who I was, why I was there, but I was a helping hand and I assisted during quite a lot of fights. I'm honestly surprised I wasn't killed for having that logo. It was plastered all over me, but I guess it just wasn't my time.
So did the fighting do anything for you? Did it distract you for a little bit?
Kind of. I think it was part of the healing process. My body started to get better, used to not having all that shit in it. It was at this point I started living on Coruscant, but since I wasn't getting everything paid for me because I was on the battlefield anymore, I just used the credits I had left from the Separatists, which I knew wouldn't last long.
How much did you have?
Not enough. Soon I took up scrapping, taking any parts I could, selling them. The lightsaber parts you got from me, I actually planned on selling them to someone for a hefty price. Would have kept me covered on rent for a good few months. No idea what the buyer was going to use them for, but at least those parts aren't in his hands now. I mean, I'd assume it was a lightsaber.
Okay, so now you've told me your life story, but what about all the plot holes, you know, that just haven't been explained?
Right. It was just an ordinary night. Out on the prowl, I decided against most of my instincts to go to a club in the middle of the night. Just go in, get a few beers, maybe talk to someone, then go. Should be simple. Hey, mind if I join you? Couldn't care less. It's not my club, is it? Guess not. What are you in for? You're talking like it's a prison. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, it can be if you can't find your way through the people. A hell of a crowd. Hey, don't I know you from somewhere? You're the Chancellor's advisor, right? You got that right. Name's Gary. That's my name. Really? Huh. That's cool, man. It's small world. There are far too many planets in this galaxy to say that. Yeah, you're not wrong, but what are the odds, you know? Yeah, I guess, but shouldn't you be with the Chancellor instead of bugging some random person? He's off speaking with someone right now, so looks like you're stuck with me. You know what? Maybe I can just skip the drink for once. Good luck with the Chancellor, I guess. Bye? Who are you? Yeah, he was at the bar, annoying me.
What happened?
I don't know what was in that capsule or who that guy was, but what I do know is stuff I shouldn't know.
Which is...
I saw visions, premonitions in vivid detail. Anakin Skywalker turning to the dark side, Order 66, all the death and carnage, planets exploding, Obi-Wan dying, the Death Star 2 exploding? It was horrifying, seeing the future in my face, being completely unable to stop it, but having the knowledge, and what was even worse was that my body didn't feel like mine. I had no control. I felt my movements, yet I didn't see them. This went on for what felt like an eternity, and then
Gary, my boy.
Holy shit! I can't even fathom going through something like that. And yet, you did.
as soon as I stopped crying, I got out of there. I wasn't sure if the place had cameras or if I'd get someone knocking on my door, so I went to hiding. I stayed at the same place, but now with a lot more barricades, and I only went there when I needed sleep. All of the times was elsewhere, away from the people. I found a nice cave near a cliff, and I set up camp there.
So you just stayed in a cave, avoiding the authorities.
If there were any to avoid, I luckily never heard. I feel bad for the person having to clean it up, though. Fuck. I'm not even sure if that club is still running after all. Never saw that guy again, though.
Did it, like, haunt you?
I woke up and I saw an entire club massacred. I was the sole survivor. I think it's easy to say when my mind keeps going back. I keep seeing visions. I was, of course, already at a low point in my life, but this was but the cherry on top. Many, many restless nights, flashbacks, nightmares. I swear I kept seeing people around the cave. I couldn't tell if it was psychosis or the effects of the pill. Either way, it messed me up bad. With no one to talk to, nothing to do, nowhere to go, and for however long I was going to live there for, my mind started going to the alternative. I couldn't jump. I just didn't have it in me, even after everything. I went up to that cliff every few days and it never happened. No matter what my mind was thinking, the moment before, it still wasn't my time, which just makes me wonder, when will it be?
You? Oh, mate, yeah. I've dealt with that shit before. It's fucking horrible.
You have?
Oh, not me. My friend, Adam. You know, the one that just punched me square in the fucking face.
Oh, I see. I think I remember you talking about this on the plane. What happened to him?
It's complicated. I don't even know everything. Well, years ago, he went off to boot camp to get ready for the army, right? Bit of experience. And I was nervous, but eventually he calmed my nerves, and now I'm just trying to stay positive about it. Once he left, I didn't see him again until he came to my house a month later. From what I know, and what he was willing to say, he found his brother there, and then they decided to stay together. Until the sergeant there did something that got him killed. Not sure who the sergeant is, but I know he's dead now. I think it was Adam that did it, but he's kept that quiet, to be fair.
Why would he kill Adam's brother? It sounds malicious.
It could have been, but I don't know, and I don't want to push him.
What was he like when he came home?
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was raining. A storm. I was inside, playing absolute peak Batman Arkham Knight. Then a knock. Adam? What happened?
Can I crash on your couch tonight, man?
Well, yeah, of fucking course, mate. Are you okay?
I'll be fine. I always am.
Alright, I'll be in my room. If you need anything, then you call me. From that point on, for the better part of 2 years, he was cutting himself. And I had no clue, since he covered it up with that blue thing that went up his shoulder. I really wish I was more attentive, because it could have been prevented. But luckily, it stopped just in time. You didn't.
You weren't supposed to see this.
Sit down on the couch for fuck's sake, hang on. Jesus, Adam! How long have you been doing this for?
2 years.
Oh my god, I keep telling you to get a therapist for this reason.
They wouldn't understand.
What do you mean? Their only job is to understand. I'm sorry for being loud, but I can't.
You aren't my dad.
Well, we are best friends. Even though we piss each other off, I still care. And I wouldn't want you to take all of your anger out on yourself. What if you just fully hid the cuts by the time I got back? Would you have just kept slicing the shit out of your neck until I found you dead in the bathroom?
I don't know, man.
Adam, please, for the love of God, just don't do it. Arms and legs are one thing, mate, but there's something like that. If you slip, even for a second, arteries cut, you're gone. You are fucking dead.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, man. Just let it out. It's okay. You've got to let it out, man. You have to.
Did he stop?
No, yeah, I mean, to be fair, he actually took my advice, went to a therapist. He's been good for about, 2 years now.
Good. But I still see he wears that blue shell around his arm.
He doesn't like looking at the scars. And he doesn't want other people worrying about him all the time. But I'm proud of him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I feel a lot better with that off my chest.
Yeah? There is still one more thing that bugs me, though.
Which is?
What's gonna happen to you when it's over?
Well, I just get beamed back to my dimension, right? I'll take care of the rest.
Gary, mate, if I'm being honest, your dimension is diabolical. You might have someone going after you, then live most of your day in a cave, dwindle in money, no bitches, no house. It ain't great to see, mate.
But it's my home. It's all I really know. Like, what other alternative is there?
Why don't you stay with us?
Mr. Panda, I'm not fully accustomed to Earth. If I have any identification, it is most certainly not valid. I don't have a place to sleep. It's hell in Coruscant for me, but it's all I've got.
There's the clubhouse. We have rooms down one of the floors to sleep in. And IDs can always be created. And Earth is basically just Coruscant, but a bit more depressing.
Are you sure?
I couldn't send you back after everything you've been through. But you'll be welcome there. I promise.
Okay.
If you don't know where to go to the flats, go to the Night Vale stay. Know the room. Just knock. Adam will let you in. Don't worry about the mission. Don't even think about it. We'll do fine. Just focus on getting back across the country. We'll see you on the plane, okay? Those new clothes you got should hopefully act as a disguise.
I will be seeing you when you kill him, right?
If you make it back, then yes.
Okay. Thanks for getting me out of bed, Ryan.